Technical description of the M4 Sherman tank. The M4 Sherman tank was the main medium tank of the U.S. Army during World War II and represented a balanced platform, combining adequate firepower, mobility, and manufacturability. The vehicle's design was developed with considerations for mass production, ease of maintenance, and versatility in use. The extensive modularity of the design allowed for the creation of numerous variants, differing in armor type, powertrain, and armament. The M4 tank hull had either a welded or cast construction, depending on the manufacturer. The thickness of the frontal part ranged from 50 to 75 mm, with some early modifications featuring a 51 mm thick frontal plate angled at 56 degrees, which increased the effective thickness. The sides of the hull had armor from 38 to 45 mm, and the rear up to 38 mm. The upper front part of the hull was reinforced in some variants to 64 to 75 mm. The tank's turret, mostly cast, had 76 mm frontal armor and about 51 mm at the rear. The gun mantlet could reach 89 to 102 mm, providing protection for the most vulnerable area. Overall, the M4's armor was considered medium class and was designed to protect against 37 to 50 mm caliber guns at medium ranges. The tank's fighting compartment housed the main armament, a 75 mm M3 gun or, in later modifications, a 76 mm M1A1/A2 gun. The 75 mm gun offered versatility, having both high explosive and armor-piercing rounds allowed it to engage both fortifications and medium-armored vehicles. The muzzle velocity of the armor-piercing shell was about 620 meters per second. The more powerful 76 mm gun had a muzzle velocity of up to 792 meters per second, allowed penetration of German medium tanks at increased ranges, and was a response to the improvement of enemy armor. The ammunition load included between 90 and 104 rounds, depending on the modification and internal arrangement. The additional armament included a 7.62 mm Browning M1919A4 machine gun paired with the main gun, another machine gun of the same type mounted in the front of the hull in a ball mount, as well as a heavy 12.7 mm Browning M2HB machine gun on the commander's turret. The latter was capable of engaging. The power plant varied significantly between modifications, but the most common was the gasoline aviation radial 9-cylinder Continental R975 with an output of 350 to 400 horsepower, multi-fuel Ford GAA V8 engines with 500 horsepower, diesel GM 6046 units, and multi-section Chrysler A57 assemblies were also used. Regardless of the type, the engine was located in the rear of the hull and provided the medium tank with a maximum speed of 38 to 48 km per hour on the highway, depending on the weight of the specific version. The range was 160 to 200 km. Light vehicles, aircraft, and infantry in open terrain. The tank's transmission included a 5-speed manual gearbox, while later versions had a synchronized gearbox, which made handling easier. The drive to the front drive wheels provided the vehicle with a characteristic weight distribution. The suspension initially used VBSS vertical spring elements, consisting of 2 bogies with a pair of road wheels each. Later modifications received reinforced HBSS suspension, allowing the use of wider tracks and improving ride smoothness and off-road capability. The tracked base consisted of metal tracks 420 to 580 mm wide, for HVSS. Supporting rollers were positioned above the main road wheels. The running gear provided good maneuverability on soft ground and the ability to cross ditches up to 2.3 meters wide, climb slopes up to 60%, and overcome vertical obstacles about 60 centimeters high. The observation and aiming system included periscope devices, vision slits with bulletproof glass, as well as a telescopic gun sight. The commander's cupola provided all-around visibility. Radio communication was ensured by SCR 508 or SCR 528 stations located in the rear niche of the turret. The tank's interior was designed with service convenience and quick access to components in mind. Ammunition was stored in the hull and turret niches, and later versions used wet storage. Shells were placed in liquid, reducing the risk of fire if the tank was hit. Fire protection was supplemented by an automatic firefighting system. The M4 Sherman was notable for its high maintainability, simple design, standardized components, and extensive upgrade possibilities. These qualities made it the backbone of the U.S. Army and one of the most widely produced tanks of World War II.